Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make videos for NBA, NFL. All these videos they get posted on the subreddit. You can find my posts. Let's see, all other great content on here as well. Really, really great place. But you can find my posts right here. My username is Shook. And then I make updates with all the news that comes out through the day. And then you can ask me questions about the slate. I don't know why Reddit's not working, and I'll respond to you. And if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can do so on Twitter at ToryLangley1992 or Shook Go. All right, let's go over my lineups from today. I show you guys my lineup. Oh, before we get into that, I'll have a link to this Reddit post in the comment section, and then that will also have a link to my Discord where I give out cores and player pools for cash and tournaments, private videos, stuff like that. Um, that'll be linked in the post as well. So yeah, before we go into this little two-game slate, probably only going to keep you guys around for like 5 minutes or so. It's pretty easy to talk about. We'll go through my lineups. Like I said, I show you guys my lineups every single day, so you guys can gauge if I am, winning player, losing player, whatever. I show you my results every single day. As you guys know, I'm mostly a cash game player. I played 0 GPPs today, so it's strictly cash for me. Got in the double up, got indie cash in double ups on the main slate. The core that I went with for cash was Joshua Kelly, Puka Nacua. I was absolutely shocked. Nacua was only 20% owned. Musgrave and who else? Allen, Kelly, Nacua, and Musgrave. That was my cash core. Worked out great. Kelly was definitely a unfortunate, but he was a cash lock in my opinion. The afternoon slate for cash games went phenomenally as well. The core that I had for the afternoon slate was Debo Samuel, smash, Puka Nacua, smash, Christian McCaffrey, smash. So afternoon slate went phenomenally as well, and then showdown slate went phenomenal as well. Core that I had for showdown was Tua, Tyreek, and Mac Jones for cash. Then I rounded out my lineup with Mostert, Berrios, and Ahmed. So cashed on all three slates. Could have asked for a better day. Could have asked for a better day. I did some head-to-heads for the main slate as well. I did lose some of those, but overall going to be a profitable day. So we're just going to go team by team. I'm not going to go over like cash games and stuff. I'm just going to go player by player. We'll go position by position. Or team by team, sorry. I'll just talk about the slate. So um, I might mention some cash stuff in the video or just tournament stuff. We'll see. I'm just going to go team by team. We'll talk about it. All right, so Derek Carr at 6K, I think it's fine. I think there are two quarterbacks that I do like better point per dollar that we'll talk about in a bit. Deshaun Watson, Pickett. I think I like a little bit more point per dollar, but Carr's fine to me. Really no takes there. I think he's just fine. As far as the running back situation goes, so we know Jamal Williams is going to play an absolute ton. If we look at the snaps from last week, he played, I believe, where is he? He played 49 of the possible 65 snaps. So he's going to play a ton. He's not too involved in the passing game, but he does provide that usage that we are looking for. And the amount of snaps that he's going to play makes him a pretty good play. I think Nick Chubb is probably the best running back play on the slate, but I think Jamal Williams, Miles Sanders are close second and third, in my opinion, point per dollar. So I do like Jamal Williams quite a bit. Now, I'm going to be absolutely tilted when Taysom Hill vultures all his touchdowns, but whatever. But yeah, Jamal Williams probably gets around 20 touches a game. If Taysom's not out there, they'll give him the ball, inside the 5 and stuff like that. But they have a lot of people that they can vulture, So that's the only downside. But yeah, I think Jamal's pretty solid play. Looking at the wide receiver play, so Chris Olave is probably the best overall wide receiver play on the slate. Nice forward targets, big ceiling. So Olave going to be probably your overall best play at wide receiver on the slate, like straight up raw points. I think you can play Michael Thomas. I think he's solid at 5.5. Shaheed I think is okay at 4.2. Got 5 receptions last week on 6 targets. If we take a look at their snap counts, we'll go over them for you. So Rashid Shaheed played 35 at the possible 65. you had Michael Thomas pretty much play the entire game, and then you had Olave play 51 of the possible 65. I feel like he might have left the game for a little bit. I'm not entirely sure. I doubt it though. But yeah, I really like Olave. I think Michael Thomas is a good play. I think Olave is going to be extremely, extremely popular. So Michael Thomas is a good pivot. And then Rashid Shaheed, I think, is a fine value. We'll talk about some value on the Cleveland side. That does look good as well. And then you have Juwan Johnson, it's just fine. I think I like Freiermuth more, just fair play. And then you also have Taysom Hill mixing in. Like I said, vulture touchdowns. Just not a great scenario for the tight ends here. I think Juwan's fine. I think there are better tight ends on this slate, and Freiermuth, Hurst, etc. All right, it's Carolina, Bryce Young. Another guy that I'm just like okay with. They're not going to be good, right? He's a rookie. Doesn't mean he doesn't have a ceiling. Can have ceiling games, but gonna rank definitely below, guys like Watson, Pickett to me. So Bryce is fine. I think it's fine, but I'd much rather target like Miles Sanders here, who I think stands out as a pretty good play as well. So Miles Sanders is gonna get kind of the bulk of the work here. If we take a look at his snap counts from last week. He played 44 of the possible 77 snaps, and then you had Chuba Hubbard mix in 20 of 77. So, yeah, I think point per dollar, he does look good. 18 attempts, saw 6 targets. Don't think we can expect that again, but kind of with that role, that kind of like what we want, right? So I do like Sanders quite a bit. Point per dollar, I think he stands out as one of the better running back plays on the slate. I'm not going to play Chuba at 5K. That just does not make sense to me. Why is that price? News we need to monitor. So DJ Chark, need to monitor if he's going to be playing or not. If he plays, obviously it's a downgrade to everyone. Adam Thielen's complete dust. Jonathan Mingo, definitely their most talented pass catcher on this team, but this pass catching team is just disgusting. He's probably my favorite of this group. No priorities here. I believe Marshall played a decent chunk as well. Yeah, he played pretty much all the snaps. So if Chark's out, you can definitely go to Marshall at 3.3K for value, who played almost the entire game, I would like. So keep an eye on the Chark news. If he's out, then I like Marshall. I like Mingo for tournaments. I think he'll be pretty low owned. I think he's a great tournament play. And then Thielen's kind of like dusty at this point in his career. So, yeah, I think I'd rather just go to the Cleveland wide receivers or like Mingo or Marshall over him. And then Hayden Hurst, I think, is one of the better tight end plays on the slate. He provides a nice floor, right? It's always nice to have a tight end that provides a nice floor. Like expectation of targets, in my opinion, for Hurst is anywhere from 4 to 7, like we saw kind of last week. So provides a nice floor. Doesn't really have a ceiling, but I think he's solid. Definitely stands out to me as one of the better tight end plays on this slate. All right, let's move over to Cleveland. So I think Deshaun Watson is probably the best quarterback play on this slate, in my opinion. 6,400 seems like a reasonable price tag. He looks great to me. Definitely my favorite quarterback play on the slate. And then Nick Chubb overall the best running back play on the slate. And we gotta talk about this. They actually threw him the ball. And I said this last week. I said if they're going to throw Nick Chubb the ball, he is going to break fantasy. So, don't know if they're going to keep throwing him the ball. But if we're going to get like 15 to 20 touches on the ground, 3 to 5 targets from Nick Chubb, he is too cheap. Now, like I said, I don't know if they're going to continue to do this, but if they do, he is too cheap. He will break fantasy if they start throwing him the ball. So, yeah, Nick Chubb looks great to me. I'm probably going to play him in every lineup I play, which won't be a lot since I mainly just play cash. But Nick Chubb, probably overall one of the best plays on this slate. Got him on the news with Cooper. If I had to guess, he does not play. So let's talk about if he is out. If he is out, Elijah Moore, Donovan Peoples-Jones scoot up to 2 of the best point per dollar wide receiver plays on the slate. Elijah Moore already provides a pretty nice floor. That would even go up. Target percentage will go up. He would look great. Would look great for cash games. Donovan Peoples-Jones would get a boost. He would be too cheap in my opinion at 3.7. He would look really good. Goodwin, more of just a dart. Does have a high ceiling, but a really, really low floor because he's not going to get a bunch of targets, but they will target him downfield at times. And then not going to really go to anyone else. So if Cooper's out, which I expect him to be out, we're going to have a lot of pretty good plays here in Elijah Moore, DPJ. And then even in Njoku, I think will get a boost as well. And I would like him at tight end too. He would be solid. So got to keep an eye on that. If I had to guess, he does not play. It's going to open up a lot of value and a lot of chalk. So really like those guys if he is out. All right, let's go over to Pittsburgh. So Pickett, I think, up there. Like if I had to rank the quarterbacks, I guess it would be point per dollar. Like Watson 1, Pickett 2, and you can do whatever with the rest. Last week they had a really, really tough spot against San Francisco. Just indifferent. I think probably my second favorite point per dollar, but no real strong takes there. So Najee Harris and Warren, they're kind of splitting the snaps right now. I don't really have interest in either. I think Miles Sanders, Jamal Williams are much better plays. So we saw 33 snaps from Najee Harris, and then we saw Jaylen Warren play 25. Jaylen Warren, more of that passing game back. They're not really using Najee Harris in the passing game as of right now. Najee's more of that like early down work, and then they're bringing in Warren in that like third down work, etc. So don't really have too much interest in either of them. And then we have Deontay Johnson out. So Pickens is fine. I think he's priced about right. I think Allen Robinson is a solid value. His role is going to be pretty secure. And then I think Calvin Austin is a good value as well. Already played 35 snaps last week. Where is Frymouth? There he is. Okay. So, yeah, I think Pickens is priced about right. I think Allen Robinson's solid at 4.3. Like him quite a bit. And I think Austin is a fine value that I do like for tournaments. And then Freiermuth, probably my favorite tight end play on this slate. Close between him and Hurst. I think Freiermuth might have a little bit higher of a ceiling, but it's very, very close. I think they're just two of the best tight end plays in my opinion. And I think that's going to wrap it up for the little breakdown. Sorry, it's a little quick video, guys. It's past 12 a.m. and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hopefully you guys had a good week too.